Hey there, hope you're having an amazing day today. Um, in the beginning when first started this channel, gosh, it's been over a year now. I talked about what I saw as a vision for the future and also kind of what was shown to me as far as like at the moment, whatever, what I could digest at the moment is what it was and what I needed at the moment. And gosh, I don't even know how to describe this, so I'll just get right into it. In the beginning, when I was shown a vision of how the universe was created, it was from God, right? God is the energy, and then from that energy, it took from itself and then split into two, the right and the left hand of God, twin flames. Well, those twin flames went out and explored the void. This is the void. The void is beliefs, thoughts, all the programming, all the conditioning. It's the emotions, it's the physical touch, it's the words, it's all of it. It's the entire experience is going out into it and having life. Its lifespans is what it is, and that's what they did. They went out to explore all of it, to explore life, to create life in every way possible. And when it was shown to me, these two became very toxic and very divisive and very polarized, positive, negative. Well, that was by design. Everything is by design. And they became that way because in order to create life, you have to have, protons, electrons, and neutrons. That's what matter is here. And once I started, once I started meeting like masculines that are my twin flame, the twin flame energy, it was more of the toxic side of energy. And I started healing that and going through that. And now things are becoming really clear to me. Last night I was shown the universe, but in a different way. When I first saw the universe, it looked very entangled to me, kind of like a ball of yarn, and everything was entangled within itself. And I thought, oh, I need to untangle that because I don't know what is what. Like you're interwoven into me, and I'm interwoven into you, and we don't know who we are anymore. It's almost like we're one, but we're not. We're not God though, because this is toxic, right? Here it's toxic. And so I started to undo the belief systems, undoing what the kind of the core beliefs of the universe, at least my universe is what I'm finding out, that created a lot of the toxicity, and started doing that on both the masculine and the feminine side. So last night when I was in the dream state again, I started to see the universe again, but from a different perspective. And in the universe, it looked like kind of like an interstellar map, or like the root system of trees. It also looked like, it did kind of still look like a ball of yarn, because these two minds that created the universe, they fragmented off, right? This was the before the ethereal realm was created, before the angels were created. And then those angels were soulmates. So fragment, also experiencing the dream, living the dream from a different perspective. When I was in the universe last night looking at it, what was profound to me was that every single experience, and I called it the book of life, like it imprinted into a book of life, but it's not really a book. It's more like a map. Again, I'll go back to the map, because what I saw was every thought took you to this line, and then maybe an interaction with another person took you to this line, and then an emotion took you to this line, and you literally bounced around like a little ball of light, and it would light up, but you would bounce around based on what choice was made in the moment. This is why you really do stay in the moment, because otherwise you are literally everybody's jumping timelines consistently, because the map has already been created, the dream has already been dreamt. um it's just a matter of where do you want to go and when do you want to go there. It, it was really fascinating to me because um I saw the two minds, which are kind of like they were babies. Like when a baby's in the womb and it's dreaming of its life, it's like, oh, I wonder what it's going to be like. I wonder who I'm going to be, how I'm going to be, what it looks like. It's in that God dream state. And that's where being in the moment is. It's really in that imaginative dream state. And you might wonder why do I feel like duh, like, or I'm not really thinking, which is me most of the time. People think I'm stupid. They label me as stupid because I don't think. Um, I do things rarely, but I really just kind of just exist. I am. I do what needs to be done in the moment. I don't fret about the future. I don't think about the past anymore. I'm just here. It's hard concept for people to understand, but it's true because when I think of thought, like when I was looking at, I actually guess it would be like the Matrix. When I was looking at it, I would bounce somewhere. I would go somewhere, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then I would think something else, and I would go there. I would do something else, and I would go there. When I stay in no thought, when I stay in, in the moment, I can float around in the void, in the dream, at will. What was fascinating to me is to watch these two dreaming up their universe. They've already dreamt the universe up, it's already there. The next level, which is where we're heading to, is coming back into union and being the dreamers of the dream, being awake in the dream, which means it's literally like the Matrix, the movie, in the last one, where Neo and Trinity wake up from the dream and they meet the architect, and they're like, we don't need you. We can do anything. We can fly. We can teleport. We telekinesis. We can move things with our mind. We can read. I mean, we can do anything. It's the infinite possibilities. We're not going to stay stuck to this illusion, this matrix that I'm only bound to this certain beliefs, or I'm only bound to this certain way of doing things, or I'm only bound to this certain way of feeling. No, I'm all of it. This is where the two dreamers come together and realize, wait, I'm all of it. We are all of it. There's the key that I was missing was we dreamt this dream together. That's why it's so interwoven. Our path, our lifetimes together, it's uncountable. And we're waking up from our dream so that we can be consciously aware of the dream and go wherever we want at will versus being asleep. But we have to do it together because we dreamt it together, because there was always two. There is always two, because you have to have balance. There can't be one. Otherwise, it's just God. It's a singular perspective. And God's like, well, great. So I'm just back to me. Now what? We get a different perspective. That's what this is. And everything was always laid out. It's always there. The amazing thing is, it's like the toxicity on both sides, the anger, the hate, all that negative stuff, and even the positive stuff, it's a story. It's a dream. It's like, is there a spoon? No, not really. It doesn't really exist. But it does at the same time, because I will it to be so. So what was amazing was for me to look at my twin flame and be like, hey, you ready to wake up? Really, literally like in the movie. Watch the last movie of the Matrix. Some wild shit's about to happen. And I said, okay, I'm going to put a marker out. And this marker, it'll be my awareness, my notification that you are him. And we're going to wake up together. We're going to wake up together out of this dream because we're going to control the dream. Because the dream has already been dreamt. Now we're going to do things from a conscious, aware perspective at will together, like Neo and Trinity. Like, it is amazing what's about to happen. And then the trigger, and these two coming back together in that capacity, that's what sends out the ripple effect. It literally be like almost like an atomic bomb. Boom, 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 boom. It'll ripple throughout the universe. It'll tell the universe, hey, they're awake. The babies are awake. They're awake and they're aware. They're consciously aware of their dream. Now it's your turn to wake up. And then others that are also dreaming the dream together, these soulmates, twin flames, sort of, they will wake up as well. They will find their partner and they'll be like, hey, we're dreaming this dream together. This is our universe. Let's go. This is where this is how the multiverse is created, because the others start to wake up in their dream. The 144,000 divided by 2. That's how many universes you'll have. Yeah. Universes within a universe. Wow. This is amazing. Holy shit. This is going to be cool. I can feel it. I can see it. And I'm excited. I don't know I don't know what body he's in or what he's decided to be in, but I did put out this marker so that when I do find him or we find each other, I will see this and I will know. And then game on, but game over at the same time. We literally flip this switch into something completely different, because we've been in a dream state, in the dream, stuck in the dream forever. That's why it was, is it really toxic? Well, sort of. It's just a dream. It's just an illusion. Now that we've built it, now that we've built the structure, let's play in the structure and let's choose from a clear, aware perspective on how we want this dream, this illusion to go, instead of being two minds trying to architect from different perspectives, different lives, unaware, unconscious. Let's get out of that dynamic and be consciously aware of it, and let's create and build. Oh my God, this is amazing. I can totally fucking see it, and it's finally happening. This has been years in the making for me. And from there, we build the dynasty. We build the legacy throughout, not just on this planet. This is where it begins, yes, but it's throughout the entire universe. Wake up. Wake up, little dreamers. You're about to wake the fuck up, for real. This is amazing. And then from there, you control your reality. You control your matter. You control your universe. But you have to bring these two back together. I said this from the beginning, and now here I'm saying it at the end. These two come back together in love and remember the truth of who they are. Boom. Here we go. Wow. I am so excited. And then we'll look back at these videos one day, which is why I created them in the first place, or was needed to do so. So you can say, yeah, I'm not crazy. Everything that I thought would happen has happened. And I don't need the proof. I know. Because I lived it. Because I created it. I experienced it. But this will be for generations to come. Anyway, I love you, dreamers. Get ready, though. It's getting pretty close to wake up time. Have a great day.